Easter. And because of that, we thought, right, for the crowds up there, 25, 30,000 people on the Sunday when we're having it, usually. Now, throwing the fleece would be wonderful.
Are you doing full wool there?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because we had them set aside, and just before Christmas, those little Aussie flies struck, and we had to shear them. I mean, that wasn't fair to the sheep. As soon as we saw them, boom. And we had a tremendous amount of fly strike up there this year, not just on those sheep, all over the north.
Well, we're fortunate this year at the Golden Shears. We've got animal health products as sponsors. Yep. We have STIHL, and there is another one there for the fly strike. Mm. And when we look around the stadium, we've got all these wonderful sponsors. And this is how this evolves the show. Volunteers, Phil. Everyone's a volunteer.
Yep. Absolutely marvellous, isn't it? Yeah. And like you say, the products are there, and we use the products up north too, but it was just too much. It was just too much. So it's a shame they won't be doing full wool up in Easter show. They'll be doing second shear. However, here in Masterton tonight, like you say, they've done a lot of work on Cross Keys. Have done a lot of work on these sheep, and great credit.
Hey,
it is hard.
Just going back to the Golden Shears Open Wool Handling, the first prize for the Open Wool Handler is $1,250. Cherie Alabaster's in the final there. She's never won this competition.
Ooh, she's pumped.
She's already won an event tonight.
Yeah, she did.
Today.
And it was a good one.
She did the circuit. And I've been making it a tradition to bring in the winners of various grades, but I couldn't find her to bring her in here.
Well, you wouldn't. Why would you? Why would you want to come and talk? And well, you know what it's like.
We didn't really want to jinx her and send her a little bit. So we left her alone to get in the zone, focus, and get her mojo going. And hopefully she comes out because she's on fire at the moment.
Well, she is, and look, she's been around. She came through the grades originally, you know, and she's been around in the Open now for quite some time. Always been a fantastic second shear wool handler, hasn't she?
Yep. The Golden Shears title has eluded her.
Yeah.
And she's been going 15 plus years.
Yep. And it's not that she can't handle full wool. That's not it at all. But second shear, she's absolutely wonderful. Because she comes from an area, well, in actual fact, there's more second shear now than there used to be, but of course, Taihape was a full wool mecca.
Yeah.
The high country.
Yeah.
You know, so, no, we wish her well.
Pagan Karodia.
Wow.
She's the other finalist.
Wow.
So those are the finalists.
Yeah, she's had a lot of experience on full wool, hasn't she? Eh?
Well, we've got Mavis Mullins calling the final in the stadium. They've taken her out of. She came into the stadium, into the studio here last year, and she's now back on the floor. And Toby, our production manager, now he's going to do the webcam, and he will zoom in on people. And I think they're supposed to have a kiss.
Really?
Here he goes. He's working at it.
Just like being at Mrs. Brown's boys, isn't it?
Rock me, baby.
That's cool.
We're having fun here at the Golden Shears, folks, and this is the year 2018. 2 more events in the Masterton War Memorial Stadium, and if you've just tuned in, welcome along. Love to have you as a viewer. And Phil, a little earlier on this evening, there was a huge amount of hits on the Golden Shears itself.
That's fantastic, isn't it? Because we're able to get it out. We're able to take it to the rest of the world, to the countries that have sent competitors here. That's fabulous. And over the years, we've had a lot of competitors from different countries. We've even had people, remember that lady from Iceland, who heard about the Golden Shears, and they came out to have a look at it. Do you remember her?
Yes.
Now they can see it. Now
that's Mr. Diggerbaum there. Diggerbaum and Wayne Bradley. And also Ross Mitchison. And look at these people that are in the audience here tonight.
Goodness
Everybody,
gracious.
It's carnival time.
It is, and you know, when you've been involved in Golden Shears, even just as a competitor for a few years, later on you want to come back and just see what it's like now compared to then.
All right, folks out there, we're going to cross now to the stadium. We're just about ready to get underway with the Golden Shears Open Wool Handling Finals. Back to you, Toby.
Is it working?
I didn't do that. I didn't see those 2 fellows kissing, so I don't think so. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting on to the open wool handling final. And I think we started off with about 40 open wool handlers, and we're down to the top 4. She's quite a hard elimination process that they've been through. They've been I think they've handled 12 fleeces so far. And it wasn't too bad, but looks like now we're going to have 2 separate wool types for them, so it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, definitely. We've got 6 long wools, which will go across this table. Okay. And then we'll go on to, what do we got here? Then we've got 4 second. So now is a really good time with a bit of sponsors brew inside you to really get in behind these competitors. Okay, on table 1, give it up for Pagan Karuria from Alexandra. Gotcha, Pagan. Come on down, Pagan.
Okay, ladies, on table number 6, from Gisborne, Marianne Beatty. One half of the New Zealand team.
And in the middle here, Cherie Alabaster from Taihape. Come down, Cherie.
And on table number 3, we have the current world champion. From Gisborne, Joel Hinari, ladies and gentlemen. Top qualified all the way through. Looking for win number 100, Gerald.
Win 100. Well, he's got a few hurdles to get over just yet, Terma. Good luck, Pagan.
Okay, so in between wools, we have a 15-second countdown. Gerald, you'll do the countdown.
Yeah, that's good.
So they'll be handling 6 long wool, 4 second shear fleeces. Can we have our shearers to the board? Shearers to the board. Okay, shearers, this is the open class. We expect you not to let these wool handlers have a holiday. We want to see them earn their title. We are at the Golden Shears, the greatest show on the planet. Timekeepers ready.
Just like to introduce your mother, our commentator. Mavis Mullins will be commentating on this, ladies and gentlemen. Tuma Mullins and Mavis Mullins. Rightio, thanks Tuma, away you go, bud.
Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Okay, Mavis, we've got some lovely full fleeces here from Bagshot.
We certainly do, and welcome to this, the final countdown for the open wool handling, sponsored by Golden Shears. And what a lineup we have. We have some newbies and we have some old hands here, and it's great to see them. Stand number 1, you've been introduced to Pagan. She is the daughter of Dion Morel, contractor, world record shearing holder from Alexandra, and her mother Tina Remine, local lady from Masterton here. Actually, Tina's already won, I think, the Golden Shears title 3 times, so I'm sure Pagan's going to be hunting that title down. Exciting time for you, Pagan, and your whānau. And then on stand number 2, we have Cherie Alabaster. Cherie from Taihape, the daughter of legend, shearing legend, Ray Alabaster, who certainly graced these open shearing boards more than once. Unfortunately, never took that ribbon. Cherie, it's going to be up to you. So another different reason for wanting to achieve. And then, of course, on stand number 3, or table 3, we have Joel. Here we go. Let's just watch these first fleeces. The first row.
Oh, a little bit overhang down here. Come on, shearers. We need you guys to keep together. Push it along, guys. Cherie turns, throws. A little bit of bungee. Joel Henare. There's a beauty. Marianne Beatty down there, Mavis. Looks like a big fleece.
That was a big fleece. And it took her a little while. She took a while to get her balance. And as a result, just missed out on really giving that shearing board a good clean. But I guess in this final, even though Marianne has been a world title holder for the teams, she hasn't yet been able to pull off a red ribbon for the open Golden Shears open wool handling. So there's a whole lot of motivations we've got going on up here this evening with this crowd, with this heat. with this final.
Well, Mavis, I'm just down here watching Pagan Claudia. She's rolling up her fleece. She's very, very happy. She's rolling up, roll it from bum to the head. That's how you got to roll these fleeces. Nice, tight and compact. You'll see these wool handlers, they'll run back to their shearer. There's a bit of wool around the face of these sheep, ladies and gentlemen. That's hollow. It's a hollow fibre. If you get a black carpet with any of those fibres from around the cheek in there, you're going to have little white streaks. So that's got a bin. For wool, we have 9 separate bins, ladies and gentlemen, and every one of those bins must be a different line of wool. So here we go. Next fleece about to hit the table. Cherie turns. Deep breath. Lovely. Joel Henare. Pagan Claudia, lovely throw as well. All these wool handlers, Mavis, landing these fleeces perfectly.
And as they should. These are the best wool handlers in the world. This is what they do every day for a job. Can we tell you that this fibre, this beautiful crossbred fibre, even though it's not in its heyday at the moment, still has a value of just under $1 billion to the New Zealand economy. So not only are these wool handlers athletes, they actually contribute every day to the New Zealand economy. That's a pretty stunning thing to be able to claim, but they do it every day and they do it well. We didn't talk about Joel. Joel is a 2-times world champion. I think he's won that many titles as well as a team member. He is a protege of Joanne Kumaroa. And of course, Joanne has won this event, or did win this event, 6 times. Joel has won it 5. You can understand what his motivation might be. Back to you, Toma.
Yes, I'm just watching these wool handlers. They're cruising a little bit. Come on, shearers, let's put a little bit more acid on these wool handlers. They shouldn't have an empty table by now. They should be still rolling up their fleeces. Shearers, come on, guys, push it. Let's see. We really need to test these wool handlers. Here we go, another fleece about to hit the table. Cherie turns, looks, throws, lovely, a little bit of bunching up the top. Oh, Pagan Claudia down here, table number 1. Little bit overhanging, but nothing to worry about. Mavis, these wool handlers are really blinging it in tonight.
They sure are. Marianne had a throw down here. She's got a fleece that looks like a ram fleece. The table wasn't big enough for it, but she's been able to retrieve that. She would have been penalised for all of that overhang that we saw at that table. But I guess the big thing is, when something like that happens, these wool handlers don't panic. They stick to their plan. The other thing worth mentioning is that these are the wool handlers that lead sheds. They're the ones who ensure that the wool preparation, that the quality of it is right. They look after the wool presses to make sure that the packaging and the branding for those bales is right for export. They are kingpins. They are the ones who actually really make sure that they're kind of like the glue in the wool shed, Toma.
They certainly are, and here we go, the shearers coming down the last side. That's better, guys. We need to make these wool handlers work. Cherie Alabaster puts the fleece into the fadge. Pagan's been there, done that. Joel Henare, he lifts the table up, throws it to the ground, shaking out any wool that might be left on there. Here we go, another fleece about to hit the table. Cherie Alabaster turns. She pauses for a moment. Well done, Cherie. That wasn't a very good fleece. Joel Henare. Oh, he must be getting all the good ones. He's got a lovely throw there. Marianne Beatty, that's probably the best one that she's had as well. So these wool handlers, they've got 4 fleeces so far. There's sheep number 5 on the board. And that's what these wool handlers are doing, ladies and gentlemen, as they are processing this wool. And they've got probably about 1 minute and 10 seconds to process this whole fleece. And like with these 9 baskets, just on the belly alone, there's 2 lines. And then the shearers work their way into the crutch and undermine. And then there's another 3 lines of wool to process there. So these wool handlers, they've got a really hard job. The shearer just stands there, waves his arm around, and the wool comes off the sheep. But it's actually the wool handlers that make the farmer money. Here we go, round the head work, these shearers. Joel Henare, he's gone back to the fleece, fingers working away. This is a 2-time world champion, and he wants to make this his 100th win. But these other wool handlers, they are standing in his way. Marianne Beatty down here on table number 4. She's got another line of wool there. I think it might be a bit yellow, so she's pulled that out. When in doubt, pull it out, Mavis.
That's exactly right. It's certainly yellow points that she's removed from that full wool, from the good fleece. The reason being that wool will not wash white. So it's not that it's not good for anything, it just means that it will be used for dark dye. Here we go, we're ready for the next throw. These throws are so important. There's a lot of penalty that can be lost here. There's no zeros for any of these fleeces, not on this throw. A lot of overhang, a lot of bunching. But again, you'll watch that these wool handlers, they're experienced at this. They don't panic. They know that there's still a fair way to go.
Yes, that's right, Mavis. Just watching these wool handlers skirting away. You know, they just out of the corner of their eye, they have a little glimpse back. You know, they need to have one eye on the fleece, one eye on these little baskets, and some of these baskets are very, very small. So their hand-eye coordination needs to be perfect. You know, you don't have time to throw it out a bin and then miss and then run around and throw it in again. So, you know, these wool handlers, they need to be very, very smart in what they do. Pagan Kurodia down here on table number 1. She's nearly ready to roll up. Joel Henare, he's working away with his shearer. And here we go, Cherie Alabaster, she's running around as well. Jumps over the table, pulls that fleece over. Shearers, they're on their 6th and final long wool sheep. Once the sheep is finished, there will be a 15-second countdown, and then we will be out with the second shear. So look at Pagan down here on table number 1. She's got the broom in hand because we cannot cross-contaminate the wool, can we, Mavis?
That's right. So this is full wool. This is 12 months worth of wool. What's going to be coming out next is probably 6 to 8 months. We cannot, or it's not wise to mix mixed length. And so these competitors are going to be challenged to ensure that there is no
15,
contamination.
14.
Look at those throws.
13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8,
Joel's
7,
had some beautiful throws.
6,
Makes it easy.
5,
Means he should
4,
be very quick around that fleece.
3,
But he's also
2,
preparing for the second shear.
1,
moving his
go.
table. Out these shearers come.
Oh, Mavis, I think these wool handlers are in a lot of trouble. The second shear's coming out, and they're still full. We've got fleeces on the table. Oh, I think we're in trouble. We're going to be a lot of cross-contaminating. I think these judges are going to get a sore thumb from clicking because we got it. There's no way that we can not cross-contaminate. Here we go. Pagan, she brings up some more baskets with her at the board. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've been doing is what we call full wool, and we process that on the table. But now we're on to second shear, where these sheep have probably got 6 months wool on them, so all of the processing needs to be done on the board. So it's a little bit of a different process, but that's how they do it, isn't it, Mavis?
That's right. And in the real world, for a lot of the farmers, sometimes a mixed mob might come in. It's not ideal. They don't like it like that, and neither do the shed staff. But these lead wool handlers know how to handle it. They know how to organise themselves. They know how to organise their teams so that they do capture all the value from the wool product that they're handling. They've all got a different plan. They're all different, but they've all got the same objective. And again, when we think about the New Zealand economy and the contribution that sheep and wool make to it, by gosh, this is a very important part of our New Zealand workforce.
It certainly is. Just looking, Mavis, Cherie Alabaster's got rid of her full wool, so all she's got to do is deal with the second shear. These other wool handlers have still got fleeces on the table. Cherie Alabaster, she's a little wee ways ahead in time at the moment. We got Marianne Beatty trying to roll it up, but you got to get back to your shearer. Cherie Alabaster looks like she's sacrificing a little bit of time down there on the floor instead of going back to her shearer. It might cost her. We got Pagan Kurodia down here on stand number 1. She's in there getting that crutch wool out, pulling out the lovely white wool, separating it from the 50-cent wool around the socks. Here we go, Cherie Alabaster. She's not quite happy, runs back to her baskets. Look at that, Mavis. 2 steps, Cherie was nearly in the crowd, and now she's up on the board.
That's right. Now we've got Marianne down here has cleared her table. The other two competitors have decided they need to stay with their shearer. These wool handlers actually watch the shearer. They know the shearer's pattern. They know when they're stepping over. They know how they go down that last side. They're working in sync with their shearers. In fact, wool handlers probably make damn good shearers because they do understand that. Just like shearers who wool handle understand the fibre, they understand the whole job. Look at them, how they work so closely. Look at Joel's, he knows exactly what's coming off, as they all do.
Yes, you're dead right. And these wool handlers, they still got a lot of processing to do. Pagan down here on table number 1, roll-up time for her. She's happy. She needs to get rid of all the locks and stuff. She's running around like a chook with her head cut off. She's starting to glow red, so you know that things are getting serious. She grabs her board brim, runs back up to her shearer. No cross-contaminating here, Mr. Judge. I'm sorry. You're wasting your time watching me. Here we go. Undermine time for these shearers. The wool handlers are all right there, Mavis. All the fleeces have gone off the table, so is it an even playing field again?
It's going to depend on how they've planned, how they're preparing themselves and preparing their work site for a clean-up, because that's what it's going to do. A big shout out to those in the wool industry who work the entire value chain. We've had some of them here at Golden Shears, CARRFIELDS Wool, PGG Wrightson Wool. We're very grateful for the support they give, but actually we are working as a team. They need us as much as we need them. Now you might have seen Cherie fluff that wool up. Tuma, you might want to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, that's right. What we call it is the blend, or in show terms, the shakedown. And what it is we want all of those fleeces blended into each other. So instead of having 4 separate fleeces, it becomes one big fleece. So look at Cherie, she has a look down. She's a bit of a master on the second shear. I think every second shear show she's been to this year, she's taken the title. So this is her bread and butter. And there we go. That's the shakedown, ladies and gentlemen. And right at the end, even though they're giving a little bit of a blend now, they will need to do it at the end just to make sure all of those fleeces are blended in together. So we've had 6 long wool, 4 second shear. This is sheep number 10 on the board. So this is the last fleece, Mavis. I think the sealed time is 30 seconds. So we're going to see some fireworks at the end of this sheep.
That's right, there's 30 seconds they have, which is almost what you might call free time. After that, every second after that 30 seconds has passed will attract 1 penalty point. That's pretty harsh when you think about how many points often separate these wool handlers. But time is of essence when you're working in the wool shed, when you're actually looking at preparing and being timely and being efficient. All of those things are reflected in the sport that we see right here before us at the moment.
Yes, you did, right, Mavis, and time is money. Here we go, shearers all working their way down the last side. Come on, shearers, we'd like you to finish together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get in behind your favourite wool handler because their time starts now. Here we go, 30 seconds. Get in behind your favourite wool handler. We got Pagan Karodia here, Cherie Alabasta. We got Joel Henare all jumping up and down. It's the shakedown. Marianne Beatty, she's still moving a few of her baskets around. She's a little wee bit behind. Here we go. Who's got the best blend? It looks like Cherie Alabasta has the best blend. Bit of a tidy up around the wool. Wait for the brim to go up. Yeah. Joel Henare. Pagan Kodia. Few finishing touches down there on table number 4. She's running around making sure. There she goes. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. That is the open wool handling final. 4 true athletes adding value to our wool.
Doing the good work for the New Zealand economy. That's what these sports people are doing. Thank you very much for the shearers. Well done. Can our wool handlers just stand back? Just under $1 billion industry. How fantastic to be a part of it. and to see the pride and the effort and the tenacity that these wool handlers show as they undertake this work day in, day out in the wool sheds of New Zealand. Well done to this 2018 Open Final. We look forward to the results.
Thank you very much, Mavis. Ladies and gentlemen, give Mavis Mullins a hand for co-commentating with me. She's done a lot of work here in Masterton for the Golden Shears. She's a wonderful person, and I thank you very much, Mother.
Phil, welcome back to the studio here at the 2018 Golden Shears in the Masterton War Memorial Stadium. Look, I just went down onto the stage there in the Golden Shears Open Wool Handling Championship, sponsored by the Golden Shears. Where were you sitting when that was going on?
In the back corner.
And it was
I wanted a view. I wanted a view of the whole lot. Because remember, you know, all those years that we did this, we were up the front.
Yeah.
We didn't see them. So it was good. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
We have to back the bus up, and we've been relegated to a more important space. Hey, Joel Henare looked good, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He always does. But, you know, Cherie, I think, took it to him.
I hope so.
I really do. I really do. She put a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, well, there's China and Taihape and Screamer up in north there. He'll be screaming out for her, you know, Screamer.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Hi, Screamer. I'm sure he's watching.
I'm sure he's watching. And Daryl Clode there in Tikawiti, all those wool handling gurus.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
old Lance Paganini up there in Whangarei, just out of Whangarei now. He'll be tuned in.
So it's an interesting one. I didn't quite watch Cherie Alabasta. I was probably too far away. I saw Marianne. Marianne missed the crutch. Missed the fleece there. She had quite a few bad fleeces that actually overhung, and as Mavis said during the commentary, that's going to be costly. Very costly. Joel certainly had the throws.
Yeah, I think when you look along the other three, their throws were pretty good. Joel had a couple of very, very good ones, as we know he can. Cherie had a good one or two, and Pagan always comes through. You know, she can turn around and just flip it along, and she did. I think it's going to be very tight. The throwing, on table 1, 2, and 3, very tight. Unfortunately, Marianne's throwing was just a little bit. I would have been happy with them, but I don't think the judges might have.
Well, Elsa Fleming's probably watching, and she's probably disagreeing with you and I. There's another stalwart of the wool handling era.
She's been here and done that.
And Elsa and all the Gisborne people up there. Hey, we shout out to you guys.
Absolutely.
But just looking at, do you think